Okay, so today we're going to be continuing our class on Nyaya. So we had an introductory class into what Nyaya school was all about. We know that the Nyaya school is an orthodox school of Indian philosophy, matlab Astika Darshana. Darshana is philosophy, Indian philosophy, and Astika is orthodox. We know that the founder of the school, his name was Gautama. This is not Gautama Buddha. This is a different person, Gautama, right? So we also studied that it is a realistic philosophy based mainly on logical grounds. Realistic as in they are realists. They consider the world to be real, knowledge to be real, and they base their philosophy on logical grounds. तो इस स्कूल में लॉजिक का बहुत ज्यादा अहमियत है और नॉलेज पे बहुत ज्यादा अहमियत है इतना हता कि we can say कि for them liberation rests on right knowledge. Just like Jainism में भी हमने पढ़ा था, knowledge was so important that liberation, the route to liberation, according to Nyaya school also and many other schools in Indian philosophy, is right knowledge. तो अब अगर right knowledge है, मगर उसके फिर sources क्या है? हमें किससे मिल सकती है right or valid knowledge? What are the sources of right or valid knowledge according to Nyaya? And you have to keep in mind in your syllabus, you have to cover Nyaya's theory of knowledge, only one specific subject, not the entirety of the school. So the theory of knowledge there will obviously cover what are the valid sources of knowledge that are accepted by Nyaya and what are rejected by Nyaya. So we studied last class mein that there are 4 sources of knowledge that are accepted by the Nyaya school. Those 4 sources of knowledge are firstly perception or pratyaksha, which is every kind of perception that you get through your senses. Number 2 was inference or anumana, which is logical reasoning. Any kind of knowledge that you get by solely using your logic. आप सिर्फ लॉजिक का इस्तेमाल करें, आपने देखा नहीं, आपने कोई परसीव नहीं किया, किसी इंसान को नहीं आपने देखा, आप बस ये लॉजिक से आप बोल सकते हैं कि ये दरवाजा बंद है और ये वाला दरवाजा खुला है. दैट मीन्स अगर कोई यहाँ से आया वो खुले वाले दरवाजे के थ्रू जाएगा. दिस इज जस्ट लॉजिक. You're using your logic, and even though you did not see anybody coming from that door or going into that door. So that is use of logic is inference or anumana. Inference or anumana. A third source of knowledge that Nyaya accepts is comparison or upamana. Comparison or upamana. तो हम किसी चीज का comparison देते हैं. जैसे हम देंगे knowledge is like a tree. The more you take care of it, the more it grows green and bigger and stronger. So this is a comparison. Knowledge is not a tree. Knowledge is a completely different thing. Tree is a completely different thing. But because we want to understand the concept, we are putting forward a comparison या analogy. See? हो गया वो third source of knowledge. ये बहुत important है. You have to remember this. This will come again and again, even when you do your PG, ये बार बार आता है. अच्छा उसके बाद आपको PhD में if you go for the UGC NET exam, उसमें main emphasis is on Nyaya and the Nyaya theory of knowledge. तो ये बार बार आता है. So this is very important to know. पहले से ही समझ लोगे, so it'll be very easy. And the fourth source of knowledge is testimony, which is Shabda. Testimony or Shabda. So obviously हम किसकी बात कर रहे हैं? हम बात कर रहे हैं एक orthodox school, ये orthodox school of Indian philosophy की. तो उसमें तो ये जो है क्या बोलते हैं इसको authoritative source वो तो वेदास ही होंगे क्योंकि this is an Astika Darshana. तो अगर ऑर्थोडॉक्स है और वेदास है authoritative, so testimony will be the testimony of the Vedas. Testimony will be the testimonial knowledge or the authoritative knowledge of the Vedas. So these four sources of knowledge are accepted by Nyaya as valid sources. Okay, moving on. Then फिर हमने थोड़ा सा इसमें से आप ये इसकी explanation भी लिखेंगे, एग्जाम में आएगा सवाल कि explain the four sources of knowledge accepted by Nyaya, और a deeper सवाल आएगा, write an essay on Nyaya's theory of knowledge. उस पे आपको, you don't have to just write these four sources, you have to give some explanation also कि प्रत्याक्षा क्या है, अनुमना क्या है, उपमाना क्या है, उनके एग्जाम्पल भी देने हैं. उसी से it will be understood that you know the subject, है ना? Okay. Move on. यहाँ पर क्या होगा? ठीक है, तो ये this is just the explanation of all of these sources. Now objects of knowledge भी हमने पढ़े थे. Objects कौन से objects हैं जिससे हमें knowledge मिलती है? According to न्याया वो है self मतलब soul, body से भी knowledge मिलती है, soul से भी मिलती है, senses से भी मिलती है, senses और उनके जो objects हैं उनसे मिलती है, cognition मतलब बुद्धि से भी मिलती है, mind से भी मिलती है, mind और soul को different बोला है, और activity से भी मिलती है. Mental defects या mental errors है ये actually, mental errors which is जो illusion होती है. knowledge तो मिलती है, गलत knowledge मिलती है, मगर कोई किस्म की knowledge तो मिलती है. अच्छा, rebirth से भी मिलती है, जब birth और rebirth होगा तभी तो knowledge आएगी. pleasure और pain से भी मिलती है, suffering से भी मिलती है, और freedom from suffering से भी knowledge मिलती है. This is liberation. Now you have to remember liberation according to Nyaya school is called apavarga. Apavarga. Liberation is apavarga, not moksha. They call it apavarga. It's the same concept, but just the name is different. So these are the objects of knowledge. आप कुछ इसमें से याद रखेंगे, अगर सारे भी याद ना रहे, और कम से कम जो बेसिक है, सेल्फ है, बॉडी है, सेंसेस है, सेंसेस के ऑब्जेक्ट्स है, कॉग्निशन है, माइंड है, मेंटल एरर्स है, पेन, प्लेजर, सफरिंग है, वो सब आप याद रखेंगे. What is this? Okay, so moving on, Nyaya seeks to deliver the self from its bondage to the body, the senses and their objects. ये तो हम सबको पता है कि मेन जो मसला है, मेन जो चीज है इंडियन फिलॉसफी में, वो तो यही है, लिबरेशन कैसे मिलेगी, liberation कैसे मिलेगी. That's the main thing. So Nyaya seeks to deliver the self from its bondage from the body, the senses and their objects. And it says that the self is distinct from the body and the mind. So they accept the mind is different. Obviously, the body is different. Self is like the soul. The body is only a composite substance made of matter. The mind is a subtle, indivisible, eternal substance. So उस तरह ये mind को समझते हैं, body तो matter ही है. Body is just a material substance की बनी हुई. And it serves the soul. Now the mind serves the soul as an instrument for the perception of psychic qualities like pleasure and pain. So body से तो अलग किस्म के परसेप्शन मिलते हैं, टच, टेस्ट, साइट, ये हियरिंग, अलग किस्म के परसेप्शन. मगर माइंड से, अकॉर्डिंग टू न्याया, माइंड से साइकिक या साइकोलॉजिकल perceptions मिलते हैं, like pleasure, pain. So mind also serves the soul. Soul is the highest. Soul is self. Soul is self. Mind को बोला जाता है internal sense. So as we saw, even in Buddhism, mind was taken as a sense. This is also taken as a sense. Here also mind is taken as a sense. Sixth sense, aap samjhe. The self or Atman is another substance which is quite distinct from the mind and body. Now, liberation, apavarga, means the absolute cessation of all pain and suffering brought about by the right knowledge of reality. ये तो हमने लास्ट टाइम भी पढ़ा था कि लिबरेशन तभी आएगी जब राइट नॉलेज होगी, और राइट नॉलेज ऑफ रियलिटी जिसका नाम है तत्व ज्ञाना, राइट नॉलेज होगी उसी से लिबरेशन आएगी. वेरी सिमिलर टू व्हाट वी हैड स्टडीड विद जैनिज्म. जैनिज्म में भी राइट नॉलेज वुड लीड टू लिबरेशन. Now, liberation is only release from pain. वो तो हमको पता है कि liberation is complete cessation or end of pain, of all kinds of suffering, and it's complete bliss, full bliss, the way we understand in other traditions as well. Now, the existence of God is proved by Nyaya. अगर ये ऑफ हो जाएगा तो फिर give me a second. ये वाला हमको आज करना था. This is what we've done. This is done. तो लिबरेशन ये तो आपको अच्छी तरह से समझ आ गया होगा. इन ऑल इंडियन स्कूल्स ऑफ फिलॉसफी नॉलेज इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर लिबरेशन, और राइट नॉलेज से ही लिबरेशन मिलती है अकॉर्डिंग टू देम. उसके बाद लेट्स सी, the existence of God is proved by Nyaya by several arguments. So you have to understand, Nyaya is a theistic school. It is an orthodox school and a theistic. Obviously, orthodox hoga, तो theistic ही होगा क्योंकि Vedas accept the concept of God. So it is a theistic school. It believes in the existence of God. God is the ultimate cause of the creation, maintenance, destruction of the world. And Nyaya did not create the world out of nothing, but out of eternal atoms, space, time, ether, minds, and souls. मतलब, for them, the world is not made out of nothing. For them, the world is made out of atoms. तो ये जो atomic theory है, वो next जो हमारा school है, उसमें हम पढ़ेंगे, which is वैशेषिका. वैशेषिका is connected to न्याया. And वैशेषिका की जो atomic theory है, वो न्याया भी accept करती है. Right. और सिर्फ atoms ही नहीं है, space time भी है, ether भी है. We talked about the subtle substance that fills the universe, that's accepted by all pre-modern cultures. ये कल तक accept हुआ, मतलब बिल्कुल literally 100 years back, it used to be accepted by physics and science also, this ether, that the whole universe is filled with this kind of an invisible substance. But then Einstein's theory, got rid of this ether, and their minds and their souls, according to Nyaya. Now, after that, what has to be done is we have to go directly into the theory of knowledge by Nyaya. Knowledge or cognition, applying Nyaya theory of knowledge. Knowledge or cognition is defined as apprehension or consciousness. It is defined as apprehension or consciousness. Oops, what is this? It is defined as so knowledge or cognition is defined as apprehension or consciousness. According to Nyaya, Nyaya believes that knowledge reveals both the subject and the object. This is very important. Subject भी पता चलता है इससे, जैसे for example, let's say I'm the subject, I am the subject, I'm studying an object, I'm studying, let's say, a book, or I'm studying maybe like a thing, maybe anything, maybe a vessel. I have a vessel in my hand and I'm studying इसका material क्या है, इसकी dimensions क्या है, ये किसने बनाया है, कितना पुराना है. So I'm the subject and I'm the object. According to Nyaya, जो knowledge है, knowledge reveals both the subject and the object. मतलब subject को भी एक ये मतलब subject को भी समझ आता है अपने बारे में, और object भी समझ आता है in this process of gaining knowledge. They're quite distinct from knowledge. Both subject जो है और object जो है, वो knowledge से बिल्कुल अलग और हटके है. They're not the same as knowledge. मगर सब चीजों पे light डलती है जब knowledge, acquisition of knowledge happens. Not only just the object, but also the subject, which is very different. If you think about it, जब हम बात करते हैं knowledge के बारे में, आप बोलते हैं knowledge से तो object समझ आता है. नॉलेज से सब्जेक्ट कैसे समझ आएगा? सब्जेक्ट है इंसान. In philosophy, the word is these two terms are always used as a pair, subject and object. Object है the thing that is studied. Subject है the one who studies. This is very important that you should know this. That object is the thing that is studied. Anything. Object could be the universe. Object could be even human beings. Object could be a thing, a book. So object is the thing that is studied. Just in case this dies. You join you. Yeah. Okay, anyways. Let's just finish this. Yeah. So usually हम समझते हैं कि subject है subject है the one who studies. Object is the thing that is studied, right? But and we always understand कि knowledge से क्या होता है? Object is understood. Object is revealed. Whereas what Nyaya is saying, no. Nyaya is saying both the subject and the object, they are both revealed. This is very different, and you should mark it down. That according to Nyaya, knowledge reveals both the subject and the object. वो इंसान को भी पता चलता है भाई मैं क्या हूँ, मेरी समझ क्या है, मेरी सोच क्या है, मैं कौन हूँ, when he or she is studying. Achha, all knowledge is a revelation or manifestation of objects. All knowledge is a revelation or manifestation of recording in progress. All knowledge is a revelation or manifestation of objects. It's a revelation manifestation of objects, just as a lamp manifests physical things placed before it. So knowledge reveals all objects which come before it. तो ये वाली जो analogy है ये आपको याद रखनी है. In Nyaya, knowledge is like a lamp which manifests physical things that are placed before it. So उसी तरह knowledge reveals all objects that come before it. So just like a lamp, knowledge reveals its objects. Achha, knowledge may be valid or invalid. Obviously, we understood कि sources जो valid है वो क्या है. So knowledge will be also valid and invalid. अगर आप invalid sources से लाएंगे तो वो invalid knowledge होगी. अगर valid sources से लाएंगे तो वो valid knowledge होगी. So valid knowledge is defined as the right apprehension of an object. It's very simple, but it's considered an important theory. I'll make you understand. This is the theory of correspondence, which is one of the theories of truth. कि किस तरह हमें पता चले truth क्या है? What is truth? So according to Nyaya, they say that valid knowledge is defined as the right apprehension of an object. The fact that you apprehended the object correctly, that is right knowledge, according to Nyaya. Very simple, but it is pretty important to understand this. So the fact that you apprehended, आपने अच्छी तरह समझा. Apprehension is समझना. Apprehension है देखना और समझना. Apprehension कभी देखने के लिए भी यूज होता है या समझने के लिए भी यूज होता है. So the fact that you apprehended the object correctly, that is valid knowledge according to Nyaya. It is the manifestation of an object as it is. So it is the manifestation of an object as it is. So according to Nyaya, जब object वैसे ही आप पढ़ोगे जैसे वो है, that means you have got right knowledge. Now, why is this important? क्योंकि you will study there are schools that say that चाहे हम जितनी अच्छी तरह भी समझें, मगर there is an illusion to reality. Reality is not straightforward. Reality is not real. तो उन schools को बोला जाता है अलग अलग किस्म के वो होते हैं unrealistic schools. जैसे अद्वैता वेदांता आप पढ़ेंगे वहां ये ओपिनियन यूज होगी कि रियलिटी इज माया, इट्स एन इल्यूजन. तो हमें कभी राइट एप्रहेंशन मिल ही नहीं सकती है ऑब्जेक्ट की. मगर न्याय इज डिफरेंट. इसीलिए अगर आपको ये समझ आएगा फिर आपको अद्वैता वेदांता जो कि इसका ऑपोजिट व्यू है वो भी समझ आएगा कि अकॉर्डिंग टू देम वैलिड नॉलेज इज डिफाइंड एज द राइट एप्रहेंशन ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट. दैट मीन्स आपने अच्छी तरह से देखा ऑब्जेक्ट को, आपने समझा चीज को, आपको राइट नॉलेज मिली. इट इज द मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट एज इट इज. दैट मीन्स जैसे है वो ऑब्जेक्ट वैसे ही वो ऑब्जेक्ट मैनिफेस्ट हुआ. आपके इल्म में वो आया वैसे ही, सेम टू सेम. That is right knowledge. So Nyaya maintains the theory of correspondence. This is very important. The theory of correspondence is a theory of truth. Theory of truth दो तीन किस्मों की होती है mainly. Theory of correspondence is one of them. So Nyaya maintains the theory of correspondence of truth. आप लिख सकते हैं correspondence of truth. इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब यही है कि truth is what क्या बोलते हैं इसको? Truth is what represents reality the best. Truth is what corresponds with fact. That is the theory of correspondence. This is a theory क्योंकि epistemology में एक बड़ा question है कि भाई truth है तो है क्या? At the end of the day, we are just, it could be that we are just believing things. And these are our beliefs. This is what is knowledge and what is truth. Truth could be nothing more than belief.